Welcome, fans, to a live special podcast tonight on thehannibaltv.com. It is known as Bruiser versus Hardcore Steve head to head. This podcast will go through some of the issues surrounding what is undoubtedly the feud of the year in Great North Wrestling and hopefully provide some insight as to each competitor's motivation up to and including the big final rubber match in this feud on November the 4th in Renfrew, Ontario. And we'll get to that information later where fans can get tickets for the Renfrew Armories event. But when you think of feuds, you think of Flair, Steamboat, Hogan, Savage, Rock, Austin, and even Rich and Buzz Sawyer, Tommy Rich and Buzz Sawyer. Well, we're about to have the last battle of this series, and I think it's germane to cite the fact that the first two matches in this series were hardcore or table rules style matches. Bruiser came out on top in Ottawa on May 6th at the 15th anniversary Great North Wrestling show. And then in a wild encounter in Smith Falls that the audience members that were there can attest to, Hardcore Steve bested the Bruiser in that table match encounter. Fans are still talking about that. But of note, the Great North Wrestling Executive Committee, the matchmaking committee, decided that for this, the third and final rubber match in the feud, it would be a strictly scientific encounter. This means no weapons, no extensive fighting outside of the ring, no hardcore shenanigans, so to speak. I'd like to take the opportunity to, of course, formally introduce the two competitors in this upcoming encounter and in the feud, that being Hardcore Steve McD and, of course, the Bruiser. How are you gentlemen tonight?
I'm doing good, fantastic, sir.
Waiting to give Steve a tremendous good.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I wanted to, for the fans that may be not totally familiar with how this thing started, you had what I would say would be a respectful relationship. I know, Bruiser, you claim that you trained Steve to some degree, and then there was an element of a lack of respect on your part for Steve. I'll start with you, Bruiser, and then go to Steve. How did this rivalry restart?
Well, first of all, Stevie Ray McDaniel, we did some training together. I showed him some pretty good stuff, and then he just became a little bitch. Decided he was going to go on his own and do his stuff and be that big, bad Stevie Ray McDaniel. I mean, let's face it, people, his friends, they all hang out at McDonald's, Smith Falls, right? I mean, you tell me. He knows it's true.
What you just said was true?
That?
Yeah, you know it is.
Okay.
You're a little bitch.
That's not what I recall it. That's not how I recall it at all, Bruiser. Or Freddie, I should say. No, I remember it quite like this. Actually, you invited me out from Harley Davidson's camp, my true trainer. You invited me out there saying you can teach me bigger, badder things. I can be like the Bruiser. I can do that old school Bruiser style. And I was with you, maybe a month and a half? And what did you teach me in the 2 days I was with you? What did you teach me in the 2 days I was with you?
I taught you to be bad, man.
Is never to trust you. That's the only thing you taught me. That's why I walked away from your school, or so-called school. I was better off teaching myself than I would have ever been staying in your school.
Yeah, it definitely shows. I mean, let's be honest. This one that you supposedly won, if it wasn't for me showing you how to be a bad, bad man, you wouldn't have got that far. But I'm going to tell you people something. I got to let them know something. This is very true. Your friends that came to see you and support you, That's all right. They came over when you weren't looking and said, Bruiser, man, Steve needs to take this win. He needs it bad. You know, his self-esteem is down. I mean, he thinks like a cucumber. I said, I got that. I understand that. He works out at McDonald's. I said, okay. So I threw me a little bit of chump change. Decent. Steve, truthfully, that's how you actually got the win. I got to tell it as it is. All right.
No, I got it. I simply just bested you. It's as simple as that, Bruiser. I got a hold of you and I got you through the tables. Simple. Tables, plural. That was 2. Not 1, 2. Twice I got you in that one. And some people want to say, oh, the second table didn't explode. It didn't break. It doesn't matter. A break is a break. And that table broke and that table cracks. That's my victory. So you can sit there and boo-hoo all you want about it. But in a couple weeks, on November 4th, I'll truly show you who the better technical wrestler is. The name might be Hardcore McDaniel. Might be Hardcore Steve. But at the end of the day, I'm a wrestler. I know how to wrestle. I'm going to show you chain grapples. I'm going to show you what a true wrist lock is. I don't think you know what that is. You're all, don't get me wrong, I totally respect the hardcore style. That's what I'm all about. But that's all you know. I know all aspects of wrestling. I'm going to show it to you, old timer.
All right. You are you? Well, you know what, bud? I'm going to show you a lot of groundwork, takedowns, lockups, arm bars, like stuff that's going to really, but technically speaking, nicely. Do it on a professional level. Let's show people that just how good you think you are, and I'll show them just how good I really am. Is that sound to you, Mr.?
Oh, that sounds absolutely amazing. I get to embarrass you again. This time it will be a straight up single fall. I don't have to worry about saying, oh, he put me through a table. It doesn't really count as a win. No, I'm going to show you. Maybe I'll just grind you out and make you tap. Maybe I'll bash your head off the mat and knock you out. Or maybe I'll just get a nice slick pin on you. You never know.
Now you never know. Is that the best you got, Steve?
I wanted to ask you about the role of the fans in terms of your ongoing situation in Ottawa. Bruiser, you had strong fan support. In Smith Falls, Steve, you were definitely the hometown hero. You guys main evented. All the fans went home happy. They sure got their money's worth. That's what I heard at the end, that there wasn't a fan that was disappointed, and they loved it. Now, for Renfrew, Ontario, this is going to be neutral ground. I know, Bruiser, you've said before that you don't really pay attention to the fans or the fan support, but who do you think will be that favored son, so to speak, in the match? And what role of, if any, will fans have in this upcoming encounter?
The way I see it is the fans are coming to see a tough match. Tactical match, which will be very different for them to see. Groundwork, grappling, moving, high speed. We're going to see if Steve can come to the table or not, but it is what it's going to be. And they're going to come and see me. I got the guns. I got the power. I'm lean. I'm mean. Be honest, Steve. Pound for pound, I'm bigger than you. Pound for pound, I'm stronger. You know what else, Stevie? I'm prettier. I'm prettier than you, and you know it. It's a known fact.
Whatever you want to convince yourself of, Freddie. Whatever you want to convince yourself of. All I know is since our last match, you've been out doing what? Making C-level commercials for breweries? Well, I'm out racking up victories. Simple as that.
You got a point there, Steve. I'm out there doing, C commercials for breweries. But you know what's funny, Steve? Has McDonald's sponsored you for eating there? Swallowing those French fries? Because I'm something. That day, I'm going to get you in a headlock so tight, the fries are going to pop out your ears. You'll see. Look at my beard, Steve.
How long did it take you to think of that one, Freddie?
Oh,
all fat jokes aside, you might be a little bit stronger than me. You might be a tiny bit bigger than me. But I'm younger, and I'm faster. I got way better cardio than you. And like I said, I'm just going to grind you out. You have nothing. You have absolutely nothing. You're not going to power out of what I have. Okay?
Steve,
what do you feel about besides a hamburger?
The fan support or lack thereof. How is that going to play to your game, Steve?
At the end of the day, I will agree with Bruiser on one thing. This is going to be a hard-hitting, very technical, two big guys just going at it match. And it's nice to have the crowd on your side, but at the same time, the crowd's not what's in my mind. What's in my mind is getting that final victory over Bruiser and ending this once and for all. And if I'm lucky enough, maybe it'll be the end of his career. Maybe he'll realize it's time to retire. He doesn't have what it takes to step up with us anymore.
That's the best you got. Wow. That's what's in your mind. I think McDonald's is, Steve. That's where you work out, brother.
I'm not a talker. I'm a fighter. Simple as that. I can sit here and tell anybody. I can tell you what you want to hear, but better I'll just show you what I can do.
Like enough. My beard, Steve. Real men can grow a beard, Steve.
In terms
it's very glorious, Santa Claus. That's gonna be your next job. Shopping mall Santa. Enjoy it.
In terms of the matches that you've had so far, start with Bruiser and then go to Steve. What would you say your most memorable moment was in either one of the first two matches? Start with Bruiser.
Memorable. Got the flex, the guns, baby. Show 19 inches of hammer strength. I have Steve look across the ring and go, damn, I could be in a lot of trouble here. You know what I mean? It confuses his mind because he knows there's nobody in there to help him. He tries to outsmart me, but I draw him in because I'm smarter. Because you have to remember something, Mr. Kilby. Stevie Ray McDaniel has the capacity of a cucumber. I mean, a cucumber is useless, and it can be useful. You know what I'm talking about. It's just, just logic. Technical wrestling. We're going to give you technical wrestling and show you how it's done, sir. You sit there and you flap away, pound away the gums. You know what I mean? I respect that. Let's see, the fans respect it because I don't care. The fans cheer me. They boo me. I fight harder. They cheer me. I fight harder. I don't care. I like putting you through tables. I enjoy the crack, the bang, the smack, and you going, I love that noise. I know I hurt you.
Yeah, you made quite a few of those noises yourself, too. I remember that. Yeah. See, my favorite part of the last match we had was not just watching you quickly go through the first table, but how I was able to manhandle you and get you on that second table and drop the big elbow on you. So you go on how big and strong you are. I don't know. I think I manhandled you pretty good in that match. So I think pound for pound, we're pretty even on that one. See, you go to the gym, and I respect that. You got to respect a man that goes to the gym. But I just got raw, natural power. And that's all you need.
Raw, natural power. I'll have to remember that. In the ring. Raw, natural power.
What this is an obvious question. Although both of you are known for an adept at that hardcore style, and you've had two significant matches where you've seen how each other reacts in the ring. This whole scientific encounter stipulation that is pretty much a game changer. Do you think you've learned anything? Again, I'll start with you, Bruiser, as to each other's strengths and weaknesses that will assist in a scientific match.
Well, what I've learned with Stevie Ray McDaniel, Mr. Hardcore, is he's very to predict, presume what he's going to do. You see, when I was waiting on a table below, I played possum. I knew he was going to come down because, well, when you look like a cucumber, you think like a cucumber, that's what you do. So I drew him in. He came down. He went through the table. I moved. He took the blunt of it. Give it a few moments. Okay, I give him a little bit of credit. But, at the end of the day, Stevie knows, the Bruiser knows, when people come to see us, they're not coming to somebody else. They don't care about your big end, main event boys. They're coming to see me and him go to tactical war. Tactical war, Steve.
Yeah.
Like good old-fashioned wrestling.
And that's exactly what they're going to get. That's exactly what they're going to get.
And they're going to get that. They're going to see that we're more than a couple of thugs. I mean, you're a bigger thug than me, but I mean, in general, I'm a classy thug. I do things with style. And that's something you need to learn. Maybe something to rub off on you. And when I do retire, you'll never forget me.
Now, right after this little rivalry we have here as of November 4th, I'll forget all about you. So I got bigger things to look forward to. I got championships to run after. So you'll be the last thing on my mind after November 4th.
Well, that's an interesting point that you raise, Steve, and I'll start with you because it kind of leads into my next question, which is, this has been a noteworthy series of matches. It's as you both have said, the fans of Great North Wrestling really enjoy this kind of hard hitting, no nonsense type of encounter. What do you think the lasting impact of this program will be on your career? I know you're talking about looking ahead to other things, to contending for championships. Do you think that putting Bruiser on the shelf for good and retiring him would be a feather in your cap? And Bruiser, when after Steve responds, what do you see as contributing to your legacy through this program? Steve first.
Of course, it's a feather in my cap. I finally got him out of Great North Wrestling, out of the professional wrestling industry. It's continue. How about have him come back later on down the road and try to get his glory back and face me when I am a champion? No, it doesn't work like that. You're just going to be a forgotten soul, and I'm going to continue to thrive in pro wrestling.
Bruiser, your response?
Steve, in your little French cucumber brain, you keep thinking that, and that's okay. But I'll assure you one thing. When you get to my age and look like me, big, strong, pretty, and you're still going, and you can still do a 405-pound bench press, brother, and push 5 at my age for 25 reps, you let me know how that goes. Because then by that time, come in one day to McDonald's and buy you a burger and force feed it to you. And we'll show you how to work out there. Mr. Kilby, like I said, they're only coming to see me and Steve. I don't care what the other guys think. You know what I mean? Technical wrestling, whatever you want to call it, raging. We're going to do it right until Steve breaks down and probably cheats or something. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what he's going to do. But I don't think he knows what he's going to do. He's just sitting on the other side, mouthing off, being a chump, what chumps do. I think he's going to end my career. I had a bigger, stronger, meaner, more intimidating than you stand in front of me. Remember that, Steve.
No, it's not how I see it at all. I know exactly what's going to happen November 4th. I know exactly what I plan on doing. And I guess it's just up to you to figure out, am I going to choke you out? Am I going to break your back? Am I going to snap your arm? What's it going to be? Pick your poison.
In terms of this animosity that is developed, do you think when all's said and done and the match is over, do you think, because let's be honest here, let's pull the curtain back a bit. You guys had a good relationship before this started, but there's been an awful lot of trash being talked, including today, on both sides. But do you think win, lose, or draw at the end of this, you'll at least have respect for each other? Because I don't really, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't really hear that now. Steve, you first.
When it's all said and done and we're sitting there looking at each other across the ring, we'll see what it's like then. I really can't tell you that right now. But if I was going on my emotions as of this moment, I'm just looking forward to seeing him in a bloody heap. I just want to see him broken. I don't want to see him in a professional wrestling ring anymore. I frankly don't want to see his face anymore.
Bruiser?
Well, Steve, it's probably the most intelligent thing I've heard you say in years. In your life, maybe. I mean, and I think you actually understand, which is, quite exhilarating. Exhilarating. But that day, though, Steve, at the end of the match, if you beat me, if you should, but we know it's not going to happen, I will shake your hand. And if I beat your ass, and should I beat your ass, which I'm going to, then I want you to be man enough to shake my hand. Is that something you're capable of doing in that cucumber assembly up top?
We'll see how I feel November 4th.
We'll see how we feel. I can't wait to get there. I'm excited. Look at me. I'm ecstatic.
So I want your final predictions and thoughts as to how this is going to turn out in terms of, do you, with 100% confidence, each of you think that you're going to get the win here, and then in so doing win the best out of 3 series? Start with you, Steve.
Well, I just want you to take 1 second, Fred. Just look in my eyes. Look in my eyes and realize the mistake you've made with starting this rivalry. And I'm looking forward to November 4th and finishing it once and for all.
It's funny. You talk about how you're going to finish it once and for all, but you have no idea how you're going to begin to finish it. And I'm looking into your eyes. Do you know what I see? A scared little boy trying to act a bigger man than he is. That's what I see, Steve. And I think everybody else that's watching this, is going to watch this, sees a scared little boy, or I should say little bitch, but I won't say that. I'll say scared little man.
No, the reason you talk so much, Fred, is because you see the Reaper in my eyes. You see the Reaper in my eyes, and you know what's going to happen November 4th. So just enjoy the next couple weeks. Pretend to call yourself a wrestler still, and then enjoy your early retirement.
We'll see how it goes down.
Well, fans, I want to, before we close out and get final thoughts, I want to draw your attention to the fact that this big show is mere weeks away on Saturday, November 4th at 6 p.m. in Renfrew, Ontario. The doors will open for a meet and greet and performance by Parliament of Owls. Bell time at 7 p.m. Tickets are available at the Armory door, but get them now at ticketweb.ca. That's because seating is limited in the Armories. We've got a stacked lineup featuring multi-time WWE Tag Team Champion Rene Dupree taking on Magnum McLaren, the new Canadian champion, in his historic first ever defense of that title. Jeremy Prophet, the man who put his hands on me at the last show, will be facing a mystery opponent of my choosing. So fans are going to want to watch for that, because I have some real good stuff planned for Jeremy. We will also have ladies action featuring Jessica Black and an opponent that has competed both in Impact and AEW recently. I will make that big announcement shortly. And as Hannibal announced last night, he had a training injury and has broken his leg. He will not be wrestling on the show, but will be hosting. So you know that's going to be a very, very interesting development. Once again, get those tickets at ticketweb.ca, and you're going to want to make sure that you catch the final match in this series, which not myself, but others have said is one of the biggest highlight feuds, definitely of GNW, and most notably in terms of independent wrestling in Ontario this year. Final thoughts. I'm going to go with you, Steve, then Bruiser.
I just hope everyone enjoys the card. We've got a hard-hitting, heavy card full of great athletes, minus the one I'm looking at right now. And just expect a big technical victory on behalf of your hardcore king, Hardcore Steve D.
Okay.
Bruiser, your final thoughts, sir?
Yeah, it's going to be a good card. No doubt about it. I don't care about anybody else. I just hope Steve shows up, because, man.
Oh, I'll be there. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, you'll be there. You'll be hiding in the corner. Do you believe in Jesus? Steve, do you believe in Jesus?
Well, for a second, I thought I was looking at him.
Maybe so.
The way you talk, the way you hype yourself.
Because you know why? You're going to need him.
Okay. I just need this.
That's it.
You're going down, buddy. You're
What
going
are you
down.
doing? What is that? Are you holding your fingers together? Burger in there?
Well, fans, we're going to really be looking forward to this encounter, one of many great matches signed for Renfrew Reckoning, Great North Wrestling on November the 4th. Want to thank both Hardcore Steve and, of course, Bruiser for their time tonight. and we will be talking to you soon.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates.